Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome to Latin Drumming Part 1. In this video, we'll explore how to approach drum parts for the verses or the softer sections of Latin music, specifically salsa, when adapting it to the drum set. So whether you're playing in a Latin jazz, or a big band setting, or you're part of a school or university ensemble, understanding these foundational concepts will elevate your playing and help you fit seamlessly into the style. So before going on, I want to preface that this video is not a comprehensive course on Afro-Cuban drumming, as this is a lifetime study that extends far beyond this video. However, my goal is to equip you with practical tools to help you succeed in a gig setting or when sight reading a chart. In addition, it is very important to clarify that while many people associate Latin music with Brazilian styles, Afro-Cuban and Brazilian music are entirely different traditions, each with its own unique rhythms, techniques, and cultural roots. To start, we need to focus on the heart of the salsa rhythm, which is the clave. The clave means key in Spanish, and there are two types of claves. We have the son clave and the rumba clave. The son clave is often used in traditional salsa and Afro-Cuban music, while the rumba clave is more common in folkloric and rumba styles, but both can be adapted based on the context of music you're playing. In addition to the type of clave, it's essential to understand the two positions they can be played in, either 2-3 or 3-2. So if the clave is in a 3-2 position, it just means there are 3 notes in one measure and 2 notes in the second measure. If the clave is in a 2-3 position, it means there are 2 notes in the first measure and 3 notes in the second measure, which is just the reverse of its 3-2 counterpart. Here's how they sound. One, two, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So here's the golden question that you're probably asking. How do you determine if it's in a 3-2 or 2-3 clave position? Often the phrasing of the melody will naturally align with one position or the other. Sometimes the choice is very obvious, but other times it may lead to some debates among musicians. You will have to experiment and listen to records in order to get comfortable with this. By the end of this lesson, my goal is for you to have a solid understanding of how to identify and apply the correct clave and position to softer sections of Latin music while incorporating cáscara patterns that align with the clave, laying down groundwork for tasteful and authentic Latin drumming. All right, so here's an example of how you can figure out where the clave is. So the first example, I'm going to play incorrectly. Now what we'll do is we'll play the reverse and see how that feels. Now that feels a lot better because the melody goes with the contour and the shape of the actual rhythm. Now let's try another example so you can hear the difference between the 2-3 clave that we just played and the 3-2 clave. Now that's pretty easy because the clave is already in there. However, the melody and the piano and the bass line will definitely guide you when figuring out this clave. All right, let's get back to the lesson. The cáscara rhythm is a fundamental pattern in Afro-Cuban music. It's commonly played on the shell of a timbale drum, though it can be adapted to other percussion instruments, but in our case, the drum set. The rhythm is used primarily during softer sections of the music, such as verses, or in styles like salsa, mambo, and cha-cha-cha. This pattern is syncopated and complements the clave rhythm, serving as a bridge between the percussion and the melodic instruments in the ensemble. The cáscara rhythm provides a driving yet subtle groove that enhances the music without overpowering it. The cáscara rhythm can either be played in 2-3 or 3-2 position, depending on the clave structure. Let's get to some examples so that you can see and hear the relationship between the claves and the cáscara rhythm. In the first example, you hear the basic example of a common 2-3 cáscara pattern in a 2-3 son and rumba clave. Notice the patterns will be the same. This pattern aligns with the 2 sides of the clave and supports the groove by filling spaces between clave beats. This rhythm is what drummers and percussionists use to adapt to fit the style and the dynamics of the music. In example 3, we'll play the cáscara rhythm on the hi-hat while simultaneously incorporating the 2-3 son clave pattern using a cross stick. In example 4, we'll play the cáscara rhythm on the hi-hat alongside the 2-3 rumba clave using a cross stick technique to emulate the clave sound. In examples 5 and 6, we'll enhance the cáscara rhythm by filling in its gaps with the left hand. In example 5, these fill-ins will be played over a 2-3 son clave, while in example 6, the cáscara will be played over a 2-3 rumba clave. In examples 7 and 8, we will incorporate the bombo note. Notice that the bombo note is added on the 3 side of the 2-3 clave as it aligns with the traditional conga rhythm, which accents this note in the clave pattern. In examples 9 and 10, we will add a cross stick on beat 2 and the high tom on beat 4. This pattern is ideal when playing without a conga player as it imitates the tumbao pattern. In examples 11 and 12, we will continue playing the cáscara rhythm on the hi-hat while filling in with ghost stick, cross stick notes using the left hand. However, if you look at the E of 1 in the second bar, we will accent that note and we will maintain the bombo note on the 3 side of the clave. Now we'll play the same exercises but in a 3-2 position. Thank you so much for checking out this lesson. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and sharing it with others. It really helps me reach and support more drummers like you. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll dive into patterns for the mambo and chorus sections of a song. See you in the next lesson. Take care, and God bless. If you enjoy the content on this channel, please consider buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Juan Carlito Mendoza.